Jesse Josh, and I want to welcome you to another common errors in English class. All right, and we've treated a lot of errors. We've treated a lot of them, and they are very exciting because some of the things that we actually think are correct are usually wrong sometimes, and some of them are not so wrong. They are not wrong. It's just that we use them in the situations we are not supposed to, and in the end, they become wrong, right? They become ungrammatical. So we're going to be looking at more common errors in English today, and I hope that you have fun. My name is Jesse Josh. All right, then what we're going to be looking at today is the difference is this word. It's a Gen Z word. I don't know what to call it that. A new generation word. Popsy and father. All right, so you hear people say something like, her Popsy is on campus now. And then, all right, let's look at what Popsy actually means. The problem I have with Nigerians is they just see something. It usually comes like a trend. So some people just see a trend and then they jump on it. Or they see something that looks like what they want and then they just pick it up and they don't actually go back to, actually find out that many people don't know that the word whiskey is actually in the dictionary. You get? They just feel that it's the name of a musician. Maybe it's a stage name or something. It's actually an English word. But you won't know because you are blinded by, voice and, you just want to know, you just want them to know you're a whiskey fan. But have you ever just bothered to check, oh, this word whiskey, where do you think it came from, right? But whiskey is actually an actual English word. It has a meaning of its own. It's not just the name of a singer, okay? So, because we don't care to check out the words of, the meaning of some words, we just use them in any situation, or we use them in the situation where the trend gives to us, but let's look at this. The Cambridge, some people call it Cambridge, I don't even know. The Cambridge Advanced Learners Dictionary and, the Thesaurus defines Popsy as a young, attractive woman. We are inside trouble. So all of you that have been calling your daddy Popsy, is your daddy Bobrisky? Maybe your daddy is Bobrisky. Let's know now. All right, so if you check your dictionary, Popsy is actually defined as a young and attractive woman. So when your intention is to talk to your dad, please, don't use Popsy, right? It means an entirely different thing. It's basically the opposite, right? It's just that your father may not be young and attractive. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I'm just saying. But it's the opposite, right? So your father, you cannot call your father Popsy except your father is Bobrisky or your father is, a lady, which is not possible, right? So Popsy is wrong. People just brought it out from nowhere. Maybe because he has Papa or Pop or somewhere. I don't know. I don't know where they got it from. But Popsy, I don't think I've ever called my dad Popsy. Thank God. Anyways, I hope you're having fun. So Popsy is wrong. You don't call your dad Popsy. You call him just call him your dad. Call him your father. I mean, I even prefer to call my daddy my G than to even call him Popsy. Voila. It never actually went down well with me. Like I didn't see it as something. I don't know. I didn't really like it, so I never called my dad Popsy. So all of you that call your dad Popsy, well done. All right. The next one we're going to be looking at today is run mad, go mad. Do people actually run mad? Right? So you hear statements like, they realized he had run mad. Let's see. Go, went, and gone, they are collocations of mad. Now, when we say collocations, what are collocations? Collocations are words they are destined to go with other words. They are better used with particular words, right? They go, when you hear a word, you hear the following word, right? You should expect that the word follows next. So, let's look, for example, the book is, I don't know, I'm looking for a perfect example. But the point is that a collocation is, there are words that go together. There are usually words that go together. You can't see one without the other, okay? Now, one of those words is go, went, and gone. You do not, go, went, and gone are collocations of mad. They go with mad. But run, ran, and run or running, they do not. They do not. So someone or people don't run mad, people go mad, right? Or he has gone mad, or he's going mad, right? Not he's running mad, or he has run mad, or he ran mad. No, run is wrong. So you say somebody has gone mad, or he's going mad, or you will go mad, right? Not run mad, okay? So take notes, take notes. All right, another one, another Nigerian thing. They say rest of mind or peace of mind. Who can tell me the answer? Anyways, let's look at this example. I need to check that she's all right just for my own rest of mind. And I need to check if she's all right just for my own peace of mind. Left for me, I would have actually, if I didn't know anything, I would have gone for peace of mind. Because it sounds better to me, right? But I know some people will even choose rest of mind because it sounds better to them, of course. But let's not judge the correctness of English by how we feel, okay? Because it is the same, emotion and feeling that has made us miss it totally, right? So let's just look at, the correct thing. Let's analyze it. Many speakers use rest of mind instead of peace of mind. When you intend to say that you are not going to worry, just so that you do not worry or you don't have to worry, the right thing, the grammatical thing to say is peace of mind. Peace of mind. Note also, peace of mind is not actually a plain statement. It's actually an idiomatic expression. So you see why you have to leave it like that. So it is not rest of mind. Rest of mind is destroying the idiomatic expression that peace of mind is. So you do not have rest of mind. You cannot have rest of mind. You can only have peace of mind. And please note, peace of mind is an idiomatic expression. So you have to leave it just the way it is. All right? The next one, ladies, please pay attention. Ladies, this one is for you. This one is for you. You do not, please and please, people should stop saying that you rubbed powder. Stop saying you rubbed powder. I've heard them say, I rubbed powder on my face and I put on my lipstick. That's wrong. Powder, it is you are creating a redundancy. You are creating a redundancy when you say rub powder, right? Because powder is meant to be rubbed naturally, normally, right? It's meant to be rubbed. So instead, just use only powder, right? And you could, I think yes, you can use it as a verb, right? And powdered, I powder my face, right? So note that when you powder your nose, it's also an idiom that serves as a polite way of referring to the fact that a woman is going to the toilet or bathroom, right? So aside from the fact that you powder your face, maybe to put the substance called powder on your face, right? To powder, I want to powder my nose. To powder your nose means that it's a polite way of saying that I want to go to the restroom, I want to go to the toilet, I want to go to the bathroom, right? If you watch American movies a lot, you will see when they want to excuse themselves from a dinner, they'll say, please, I want to go powder my nose. It's not like they actually want to go and powder their nose because they have a lot of makeup on already, usually. So powder your nose is a way of saying that they want to go and ease themselves or they want to go to the toilet. But if you can also use powder your face when you are talking about, putting the substance called powder, right? So powder your face, powder your nose. All right? Good. So stop saying raw powder. It's a redundancy. It's not correct. All right? Okay, let's look at the next one. Return or return back. Return or return back. Now, this is a very, very common error. I hear it a lot from people who travel, people who go out. You could call your friend today and your friend will say, I'll return back tomorrow. I'll return back tomorrow. I'll be returning back to Nigeria tomorrow. You get something. So let's even take that as an example. She's returning back to Nigeria tomorrow after 6 months in Europe. And she's returning to Nigeria tomorrow after 6 months in Europe. If you say return back, is a redundancy. Okay, you are creating a redundancy when you say return back, because to return already conveys the idea of coming or going back from one place to another. Return already has back in it. It means you are coming back. It means, or you are going back from a place, right? So don't say return back, right? You also don't say reply back. I've not replied back your message. No, I've not replied your message. So for return back, reply back, they are both wrong. You say, I will be returning to Nigeria tomorrow, or I will be replying your message tomorrow. So do not say return back. It's wrong. Say, I will return tomorrow. And you don't also say, I will reply back your message. No, I will reply your message. Reply back. Reply means you are sending back a message. You are sending back a response. Okay, so that's it basically. So return is return. There's no need to add the word back to it. All right, so we're going to be looking at revert and reverse. Revert and reverse. So let's look at it in sentences. After her divorce, she reversed to her maiden name, and after her divorce, she reverted to her maiden name. Now, let's look at it. Let's analyze it. The word reverse is not a rare word. It's a word that has to do with go back, or to take something back to its previous state, right? To its previous position or state, right? But people usually confuse it with the word revert. Now, to revert means to return to a former state, or to an earlier topic or subject that was being discussed. While reverse means to change something completely to the way it was before, or to change a previous decision, or to change an action, right? Now, a vehicle reverses to go back, okay? You can reverse a chemical reaction. But when you revert, it is specifically for a conversation, or to go back to the former state of an earlier subject or a topic. Do you get the difference? Now, let me take it again. Reverse is to go back, right? To change something totally, or change something completely to a previous decision, right? But when you revert, you are returning to a former state of an earlier topic or subject, right? So you don't reverse to your maiden name. You revert to your maiden name, meaning you are referring back. You are now using your maiden. So after her divorce, she now uses her maiden name. So she has gone back to using her maiden name. While reversing is, what a car does. You can reverse, right? You can reverse, an action you made, or reverse a decision you made. Do you get the idea? So that's the difference. All right, the next one we're going to be looking at is running stomach. Running stomach. Is running stomach correct? Actually, it's not, right? There's nothing like running stomach. Your stomach does not run, okay? Your stomach does not have the ability to run. If we're dealing with literature now, we'll probably say we are talking about, personification, where we are giving human attributes giving human attributes to inanimate objects, right? But no, we are not dealing with figures of speech here. Your stomach cannot be running. You don't have running stomach. You can either say you are suffering from frequent stooling, or you are purging. Now, purging is acceptable, right? Purging is acceptable. So you say, I am purging, or I am suffering from frequent stooling, okay? Running stomach does not exist. All right. The next one, round up and round off. Now, this one is a very, very, very common error. Very common error. And, of course, I don't blame people. It's because, number one, the first problem is that they sound alike, right? Off, up, off, up. So that's basically the difference, right? But, like I said, no two English words or phrases mean exactly the same thing. Even if they mean exactly the same thing, they may not even be used in the same situation, context, or circumstance. Now, these two words are not wrong. Each of them are correct, right? But they do not mean the same thing, and of course, cannot be used in the same situation. Now, she rounded up the tour with a concert at Mapo Hall. That's sentence 1. We use rounded up. And then sentence 2. She rounded off the tour with a concert at Mapo Hall. Now let's clear it out. When you round something off, you finish an activity or you complete something or you bring it to an end, right? But when you round something up, you are gathering it. They are most likely, and when you use that round up, things are most likely scattered or in different places, and you are gathering them. You are bringing them together. It could be something, it could be things, it could be people, it could be animals, anything. But it means that you are bringing them together. You round them up. So you don't round up your presentation. You round off your presentation, right? But a police can round up thieves. Do you get the point? Now, you can even say round out when you want to complete something, right? You can say round off or round out. That's fine. But when you use round up, to me, you are concluding something, you are wrong. Round up does not mean to bring something to an end or to complete it. No, to round up means to gather, to bring together, right? So you round up thieves. So if a child scatters pencils and, biros or, are writing materials, you could say, go and pick up and round up your writing materials, right? Not round off, right? But when you say, maybe the child is writing, has been writing for a long time, you can say, just round off your writing. Round off your writing. You're telling her to stop or bring it to an end. So round off is to bring something to an end, and round up means to gather. Do not mistake them for each other, all right? The next one we're going to be looking at is the difference between room and place, because they are both correct words. So we're going to be looking at where you can use place and where you can use room. And let's look at it in this sentence. Is there enough place for me in the car? And is there enough room for me in the car? Now, when you use room, aside from it meaning, your room, right, your bedroom, it means an empty space that can be used for a particular purpose. A space, basically, space, empty space. So you don't say, is there place for me in the car? Or is there a place for me in the house or in the event? No. You say, is there room for me in the car? Is there a space for me in the car? Okay? So you don't say, is there place for me? A place is usually more abstract. I'm going to that place, right? That's usually a very definite but abstract place. But room is an empty space that can be used for a particular purpose. All right? So do not say, is there enough place for me? You say, is there enough room for me? All right? Let's look at the next one. Rite of passage or right to passage. Now, the first one is right, R-I-G-H-T, of passage. And the other one is R-I-T-E, right to passage. Okay, let's look at this example. They must perform a rite of passage for him as a new member. Sentence 2. They must perform a rite of passage for him as a new member. Now, let's look at this. Let's talk about it. Rite of passage, when we talk about rite of passage, R-I-T-E, of passage, it is a ritual that one goes through to move to the next stage of life, or a ceremony that marks an important stage in somebody's life. So there is nothing like rites of passage, maybe R-I-G-H-T-O-F. You have rites of, it's R-I-T-E, sorry, not two, rites of passage, R-I-T-E, then O-F passage. Rites of passage, not right to passage. So you have, the right there is not R-I-G-H-T. It is R-I-T-E. So you have, like, as in funeral rites, or traditional rites, or marriage rites, right? So it's right, R-I-T-E, of passage, not R-I-G-H-T. Okay? So, that is that about that. Next one. Respectively or respectfully. What's the difference? Respectively, I see them, some people, mix them up. Respectively or respectfully. Now, he talked to us respectively. He talked to us respectfully. They are both correct words, right? Even these sentences are both correct, but when it depends on the meaning you're trying to pass. When you say respectfully, respectfully is an adverb showing or a showing or feeling of respect, right? But when you use the word respectively, it is an adverb that means in the same order as as the people or the things that were previously mentioned. So if I have an example like James and Nini are 21 and 28 respectively. What am I saying? I'm saying that James is 21 and Nini is 28. So I said James and Nini are 21 and 28 respectively. So I mentioned James first, right? So it means that the number I mentioned first belongs to James. And the number I said later belongs to Nini. So James and Nini are 21 and 28 years respectively. So 21 is for James and 28 is for Nini. So that's what respectively means. So if you say respectfully, respectfully means with show of respect. Respectively means in the order that I mentioned it. Do you get? So you cannot say, if you are saying, if you are trying to say you give somebody respect in talking to the person, it's not respectively, it's respectfully. Okay? So that is it. The difference is one is showing respect, the other is showing order of mentioning. All right. The next one we're going to be looking at is related to and related with. Related to and related with. Related to and related with. This is just an issue of preposition, right? And you cannot be related with somebody. You are related to somebody, right? Now, it's a different thing when you're trying to say, I relate with him. That's, you are saying that you have a constant communication, or a relationship with you get, or you understand how somebody feels. So you can say, I relate with you. But you cannot say, I am related with him to show maybe a blood relation or, something. You only are related to somebody. You are not related with somebody. Okay? So that is the difference. You cannot be related with somebody. You can only be related to somebody. So the person could be your brother, your sister, your cousin, your nephew, whatever. It is related to and not related with. All right. The next one. Result to and result in. Result to and result in. Let's look at it in these sentences. These policies resulted to many elderly and disabled people suffering hardship. Sentence 1. These policies resulted in many elderly and disabled people suffering hardship. Now, result in is a phrasal verb that means to make something happen, right? The word result to is just what people made up because it sounded better. Things don't result to, you result in, okay? And it's a phrasal verb. So result in is their collocation, they go with each other. So you don't result to, you result in, or things don't result to, they result in a particular thing. So the right thing is, these policies resulted in many elderly and disabled people suffering hardship. All right? The next one, repeat or come again. Now this is, you would hear this common among students, right? They will always tell their teacher, probably their teacher is, dictating to them and they are lost. They say, sir, please come again. All right? The word come again to mean repeat is non-standard. It is ungrammatical. Repeat means to say or write something again, more than once. Okay, so you don't come again, right? You repeat yourself, all right? Or you could even say recap. Recap is, better. So you say repeat yourself or recap. Do not say come again. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. All right. The next one we'll take for today, and then we'll call this class over. Stance versus stand. Stance versus stand. What is your stand on the issue? Is it what is your stand on the issue, or what is your stance on the issue? Surprisingly, people use stand when they mean stance. Now, when you use stance is the opinion that somebody has about something and expresses it publicly. So you say my stance on the subject, not my stand on the subject. However, when you courageously resist opposing forces, or you take or make a stand, right? You are saying, when you resist people, you are saying you are taking a stand or making a stand. When you are courageously resisting opposing forces. So if I do not, I don't like a particular group of people, and I resist them, right? I'm taking a stand against them, right? That's usually physical. But when you talk about stance is an opinion. So you can say I maintain my stance, right? But you don't maintain your stand. You maintain your stance, right? So if I have an argument with somebody about abortion being, legalized, so the person may give me all he feels that all the evidences or all the benefits of abortion not being legalized. I could just stand and say I maintain my stance on the fact that abortion should be legalized, right? But if I'm fighting somebody, usually physical, or I'm trying to avoid, resist opposing forces, you say I'll make my stand against them, right? So in other words, stand is an attitude towards something, right? So you can say he was criticized for his tough stand on immigration, right? So stance is basically your position, whether literally or figurative. So you can say make a stance. So you could do, if you watch karate fighters or wrestlers, they take stance, right? This is what you call stance. So basically it's position. Your stance is your position, whether literally or figuratively, okay? But your stand is basically attitude-wise. The next one is scale through versus sail through. Do you scale through or do you sail through? We'll look at it. When you scale through, you pass an exam or a test without any difficulty. When you sail through, you pass an exam or a test without any difficulty. That's an example. I'm giving you in sentences. So the first one is, when you scale through, you pass an exam or a test without any difficulty. And then sentence 2, when you sail through, you pass an exam or a test without any difficulty. So please note that the word scale through does not exist in English. It is non-standard English. Let me not say it doesn't exist. But it is non-standard. It's non-standard. And if it's non-standard, it is ungrammatical. And if it's ungrammatical, it is unacceptable. All right? So there's nothing like scale through. We have sail through. All right. That will be all for this class. And I'll see you in the next class where we're going to take more on our common errors in English. Until then, stay safe. My name is Jesse Josh.